Evening all. Hope you're having a good weekend. We're doing a lastminute.com here on the Aloha Classic. Yeah, we're going to do a bit of a pre-show because there is massive build-up before this event. Obviously, we're talking about the PWA Aloha Classic in Maui. It's the last event of the year. World titles are on the line in the women and in the men. And there is definitely a lot to talk about. So I thought, why not? As you can see, I'm not in Maui, yes, and I've read all these books. It's not the best location, but whatever. I'm going to try and bring you some interesting facts and figures, and we're going to go into who's in line for the world title, who's got a chance of coming back. We've got wildcards coming in, and we've got a whole new point system, and that is what makes it interesting. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to kick off firstly with the forecast. How's it looking? Well, I tell you what, I've just looked on Wind Guru. I've been looking online. There's a lot of people talking about this big swell coming. What is it saying? 19-second period and a 2-meter swell. Now that in Maui is huge. We are talking massive. How does that change things? Well, I'll tell you what, that does bring different players into the situation. So what players are we going to talk about? Let's firstly have a look at the world rankings. So the world rankings in the men at the moment is Philip Costa at the top of the leaderboard, which is super interesting. He's not won an event this year, but he is leading the world rankings second, third and third. He's been super consistent, but I said not won an event. Now Maui for him, well, in years gone by, it has not been a good event. In 2016, he was injured or ill. He didn't actually compete. The year before, he was 33rd. So he's not good memories in Maui. So he's got no results to back it up. He's sitting at the top. I don't know. Not a great position. He would have wanted to be in a better position coming in off those Canaries tours and obviously out of Silt. In second place at the moment, Victor Fernandez. Fourth, second, fourth. Now, Victor is an all-round sailor, but in terms of Maui, what's his results? His last two results, he was 21st at the last one in 2016, but he was 6th at the one before that. So he has got what it takes, but I don't think he's been in the top 5 yet. I haven't gone back further than that. We're going to go with recent history. Third place. Now, this is a guy who's definitely sprung, and he's probably heading all the bookies' charts. Marci Leo Brown. Now, the interesting fact about Marci Leo Brown, although he's known for sailing Hook Keeper like an absolute demon, he has never won an Aloha Classic. No, he hasn't. He was second, I think, last time up in 2016 and 9th before that. Could 2019 be the year? If he was to win the Aloha Classic this year, it would definitely, I would say, put him as main contention for that world title race. Fourth place at the moment, Jaeger Stone. He's actually injured, sailing at home in Australia. He's done his knee. He will not be going to Maui Sea. He's totally out of the title race. In fifth place, Ricardo Campello. Started the year so well, everyone was like, oh, Ricardo, this is going to be his year. But since then, first, fourth, and then a 9th in Silt. But he is still in contention. Why is that so? Well, 2019 is super interesting because there is no discard. Yes, I did just say that. There is no discard. That is why it's interesting. So usually after 4 events, you'd get a discard. So we've got Pozo, Tenerife, Silt already on the chart. Now, usually they'll be able to discard the next event, which is Maui, and that is what's happened before. So Maui is not really counted as much as it probably should do. The Wave Committee, I'm one of them, made the decision this year to have no discards, or to have, I think, a discard after 5. So there's only 4 events this year, no discard, so Maui will count. And that is why that whole top lot can change like that. One bad result and you're down the pan. We've got Thomas Traversa, fresh from a result, that big win in Silt. That has actually put him into contention, because I'm going to my chart now and I've just done some sums. Basically, if first finishes outside the top 5 and 5th or 6th, like Thomas Traversa, wins it, that could just be enough to swatch it round, because we've also got an exponential system, which means the first points are much bigger than second, which are again bigger than the third. The gap, basically, as you get towards the top of the point system is bigger. So basically what it means is first place is much more points, the difference between first and second, than fifth and sixth, whereas before it was very equal all the way up. And that makes things, again, very interesting. So if someone's to win Maui, they will get a big boost, and that could be enough to take the title. Also, we've got to talk about wildcards, because that is why it's interesting. If it was just a fight between the top five, you know, Costa, Fernandez, Brazilio, Ricardo, Thomas, Traversa, then it would probably be easier to pick who was going to probably be there. We know all the players, but Maui is very interesting. It's like the pipeline of the windsurfing world. The only difference is in the surfing WSL pipeline, they don't allow 10, 20 wildcards to enter pipeline. There's 2, I think, or something like that. It's very minimal. Whereas in the windsurfing world, we have them all coming in. So we've got ex-world champions, ex-Aloha champions. You know, Kevin Pritchard won it a few years ago. He's an ex-world champion. He's still got what it takes. He's going to be in there. We've got to mention Lenny. The last time I remember watching the Aloha Classic, Lenny was, for me, one of the standout riders. He obviously doesn't spend all his time windsurfing anymore. He is the ultimate waterman at the moment. He's everywhere doing everything. But I saw a video from him the other day and he looks on top form. Just looks smooth. That big swell coming. He's going to be one to watch. He's going to be one to watch. Camille Juban, obviously, he's been doing the tour. He's been doing events, but he's not up there in the overall rankings. But a twice, Aloha Classic champion, he's going to move straight into it. So, Camille Juban, we've got to watch him. Levi Cypher, has he ever won the Aloha Classic? Has he won it once, 2013? I don't know, it's been a while. But he's been close lots of times. I think he did win it the once. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, whatever happens, this guy can easily take the title here. But it's not about taking the title here for the other guys on the World Tour. It's about who they knock out on the way. And that's why we've got...
But, Rodiger... Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go. The Samurai off the bottom. Cracks the top and does a goiter right into the pit. And saves it. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have our first 10. I am not kidding with you. That was high level amplitude on a level unprecedented in this contest.
Great sailor, and he could do some damage. I think he's won the Aloha Classic a couple of times as well. It's obviously not always been a PWA event in recent years. It's been the AWT and now the IWT, and now obviously joining together Mercedes-Benz and the sponsors this year to do that joint event, which I'm so happy for. We've got to talk about Morgan Nero. He's probably won it more times than anyone in recent history. And he could cause some big upsets. Again, you get a couple of these big boys in your heats early on and you're going for your world title, you're going to be a little bit worried. You're going to be a little bit worried. We've got to talk about other, Maui locals. Robbie Swift not having such a good year on tour this year, but he's going to come into his own here. Boujmar. Yeah, Bouge. He's around. He knows how to sail Hookkeeper. I've seen him train. I've seen the pictures. Again, another one that's going to come into the mix. Antoine Martin. Jake Shetaway, one of the young Maui locals. Going to be an interesting one. So, yeah. Lots of guys who can cause upsets and stop one of those guys winning the world title race. Who is going to win it in 2019? Make your predictions in the comments below. Just remember these facts. There's a big swell coming. It doesn't look like the wind is jumping wind, so it's just going to be riding and big waves. Yeah. I don't know. That's it, and it looks like it's going to happen in the first couple of days. In the world title race, the difference between first, which is Philip Costa at the moment, and sixth place Thomas Traversa. Let me just look down my list. It's about 3,600 points. To put that into perspective, that's the difference between first and fifth. So you can just see, like I said, when you saw, last result for Victor Fernandez here was 21st and 6th the time before. Brazilio 2nd and 9th. Ricardo Campello 11th and 7th. Thomas Traversa, last time he did it, 2015, 4th place. It's going to be very interesting. Philip Costa, 33rd was his last result on paper here. I am so looking forward to this event. It's going to go off. It's going to be on the live stream for the PWA, and I'm really looking forward to it. We've also got to talk about the women, because that world title race is wide open as well. Coming into this last event in Maui, well, firstly, they've got a different point system, actually. The guys don't have a discard, but with the women, smaller tour, obviously there's a bit less money in the women's swing. They have given them a discard. So they will count 3 results out of 4. So they've already got 3 results on the back. And coming into this event, it's Sarah Kita Offringer, after a win in Silt, has put her ahead of Justina Schnadi at that last second. If Justina had finished second in Silt, she would have actually gone into Maui in the lead. She didn't. She dropped to 3rd in the double elimination in Silt. So now it's Sarah Kita leading, Justina 2nd, and Ibaya Moreno in 3rd place. Now this is where it gets interesting, because the points in the women is super interesting. Ibaya Moreno, 3rd place at the moment. If she was to win Maui, she's done it before, I think in 2015, she would move on to 26,885 points. Now that would give her the victory, because the best then Sarah Keat could do would be 2nd, let's say, and that would put her behind her on 26,150. So if Ibaya wins Maui, she wins the world title. Boom. Out of kind of nowhere. I say out of nowhere, she won Tenerife, and that is what give her that nudge up. The exponential system, those extra points for winning, has really give her that sort of position. If Ibaya finishes 2nd, she'll have 25,300, and that would beat Sarah Kita current point score. So let's say Sarah Hauser, one of the wildcards, takes the victory in Maui. Not, I think a very good possibility. Ibaya was 2nd, and Sarah Kita or Justine or someone else was 3rd. It wouldn't matter. Ibaya would still take the world title unless Sarah Kita finishes ahead of her. Yeah, interesting. So Ibaya has a couple of chances at a world title still. Sarah Kita, it's kind of in her own hands. If she wins Maui, which she has done at the last event, it was, I think the last event in Maui, 2016, she won it. If she wins it this year, she will take home the world title. Justina Schnadi still has a chance, but has never really sailed much in Maui. With a massive swell like that, the odds are stacked against her, but obviously she's still in with a chance. If she won Maui, she would take the victory. She's got 2 second places and a 3rd. She has to be in the top 3 to boost her score, because obviously with this discard coming in, she can just count the 3rd. So it is interesting. Ibaya has a super big chance. It's going to be, I think, between her and Sarah Kita for the world title with the forecast we've got. But again, for the Aloha title, we've got Sarah Hauser coming in. We've also got a few wild cards. I had a look on Wikipedia, and there's a list of all the Aloha champions. And I think I saw a name on the scoreboard who actually won it. Let me have a look down here. In 1991, yes. Angela Cochran won it in 1991, and she's entering in 2019. Yes. So she knows how to sail the place. Obviously, there's been some ex-champions on there. Junko Nagoshi, but not entering this year. Didn't see her name on the list. Sarah Hauser's won the last couple of events there, obviously when it was the IWT. The last PWA event, I'm just looking now, Sarah Kita Offringer, and the one before, Ibaya Moreno. So it is set up for a real exciting one. Just looking down the men's one while we're here. Last winner was Camille Juban. Before that, Morgan Nareau. Kevin Pritchard was the last PWA event winner. Morgan Nareau before that was the other PWA winner. Boujma. Morgan Nareau winning in, I think, the PWA before that, 2014. Bernd Rodiega, Levi Seiver. Oh, did win it, 2013. So there you go. We are set up for an exciting event, the 2019 Aloha Classic. Who's your money on? Who's going to take the world title? Who's going to take the victory in Maui? I am going to be tuned to it. Actually, I'm going to be in South America covering a slalom event, the South American Slalom Championships, but I'm going to be keeping a beady eye on the Luderitz Speed Challenge and the Aloha Classic, no doubt about it. Stay tuned. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. It really was off the cup. I've just done the quick maths and a bit of it. I just thought I'd add a little bit in. But just again, once again, thanks to all the members of Windsurfing.TV. You're keeping me motivated. You're keeping me going. Let's hope we can get bigger and better in 2020. Still got a bit of time. I am going to do a Christmas prize draw. Ho, ho, ho. I might even dress up as Father Christmas, yes. So anyone who wants to donate any prizes to the prize draw, get in touch on my emails below. We've already got a couple of things coming in. Lip Sunglasses are putting some stuff in. I'm not going to tell you the others. But if you remember, well, actually, just look on the members page. I'll put the link below. Support the channel and you might be rewarded. See you soon.